Hey guys, and welcome back to the Pokemon Fab 5. I'm your host, Motswami, and today I'm bringing you guys the final week of the regular season for the NPA season number 3. We sit at 8-3, and we are locked in as the number 2 seed in the Blue Division, as Dan, aka Drive, is the number 1 seed. His match this week is being forfeited by his opponent, so he's guaranteed the 1 seed. So we can't go down, we can't go up. We're just chilling here, and we are going to do our best as we are taking on Gearhart and the Seattle Staraptors this week. He is in the division. They're all divisional games this week. So before we get into our team, let me just run down his. It is Sylveon, Mamoswine, Serena, Mantine, Bronzong, Electrode, Mega Sharpedo, Como-O, Alolan Marowak, Type Null, and a Selgor. So his team is interesting. It has some speed, it has some bulk, a lot of bulk, and he has a few glass cannons, the Electrode, the Selgor. Based on our team, I expect Sylveon, I expect Mamoswine, I'd expect Mantine, maybe. Bronzong, probably. Mega Sharpedo could make an appearance, Como-O definitely. Alolan Marowak, kind of in between, and Serena maybe, but I don't see much use for Selgor or for Type Null. If he brings Type Null, great. We have a few knockoff users on the squad today, but basically this match does have implications for the postseason, just not for me. If we beat Gearhart, then Galactic Elliot secures the final spot in the playoffs. He's a good friend, and I think we have a better matchup against his team week in and week out than we do against Gears if we do have to face off later. If Elliot wins outright, he's in the playoffs. So even if Gear beats us and Elliot wins his match, then he is in. For Gear to make it, Elliot has to lose and he has to win this week. So keep that in mind moving forward. We are going to be playing the Rochester Rhydons next week in the postseason for the first round. He's locked in as the 3 seed for the Red Division. And we actually faced his assistant coach, the Lindo Mar. We had to face off against each other that way last time. And we defeated Lindo 2-0. Then we had to face Lindo again because he filled in for a different coach. And we beat him again 2-0. So now we have the second rematch. So this is the second time that we're going to be facing that team, even though we faced Lindo twice. And it's our first time against Palm, who I'm really excited to face. But that's neither here nor there. Let's focus on the here and the now, and let's take a look at our team. This week, we decided to go a little bit different. And one of the things you'll notice is that every Pokemon that has a gender on our team is female. That is because Gear once ran a Cute Charm Sylveon, and I'm assuming he made it female, because most people keep their Pokemon as males, and I don't want to deal with that. Even though I have my Haxorus as a female always, because that's part of the point of it being unique. But let's start things off. We'll start with one of our sweepers. It is going to be Virizion. And Virizian's interesting because it's rocking Leaf Blade, Close Combat, Substitute, and Sword Stance. Now, there's a couple mons that just outright wall it. One of them is Alolan Marowak. If that is the case, then that is the case, and there's really nothing that we can do about that. But it deals really good damage to pretty much everything else, and more importantly, it will outspeed Max Speed Mega Sharpedo. That's the point. I wasn't too creative with my EV spreads this week, I'm just going to be completely honest with you. We did focus on some things here or there, but I just wanted to go full speed and in some areas and do a little bit here or there. So, like I said, not the most creative with the EV spreads, but I think everything else is pretty interesting. Some of these sets are quite unique. So, Leaf Blade, Close Combat, Substitute, and Sword Stance. He is a huge fan of going for things like Protect, a Wish Protect with Sylveon, Wish Passing, things like that. We do have to be careful because obviously Hyper Voice and Clanging Scales both penetrate through a Substitute. After that, we have CH for our Weezing, and this is our heat of the week. It is a 252 HP, 252 special defense, sassy nature, so plus special defense minus speed, 4 attack investment, payback. Curse, Return, and Pain Split. That is the set for this Weezing. It's going to be really fun. It does at +2, 78% to a specially defensive Bronzong, I believe that is. It's a 2-shot at +2. Return at +2 does a lot of damage to a lot of different things. Payback does a ton to Alola Marowak. If we were facing off against the... if Como-O didn't have Bulletproof, we'd be running Gyro Ball and probably either Payback or Shadow Ball or something of that nature. But because Gyro Ball cannot hit Como-O because of Bulletproof, we had to kind of opt for something else. And Pain Split at the bottom is useful. So this is just a really fun Muck set, Weezing set, sorry, and I'm really excited to try it out. Next up, we have Unique the Haxorus. Poison Jab, Earthquake, Dragon Claw, D-Dance. We had to opt for Adamant this week because it is a... I want to remember exactly what it was. Haxorus, I think it was at +1. +1 against a Sylveon versus defensive Sylveon. At +1, it is a 99 to 117.3% chance to OHKO a Sylveon. And that's a max defense, max HP. And that was the important calc for me this week, but there's one caveat. If he's running Jolly max speed Como-O, he outspeeds us. That hits 150. At Adamant, Haxorus hits 149. But if we were Jolly, for instance, it would have been a 43% chance to kill that Sylveon. And we need to be able to kill it outright because of Wish and Protect. And that's just something that we have to live with. After that, we have Mew 1. Love this Mew so much. It is rocking Knock Off, Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind, and Roost rocking a Pixie Plate. 252 HP, 252 Bold Nature Defense Mew. Essentially, this is a Mew to cause a lot of issues. This versus a Como-O is just going to be fantastic. Como-O, the normal Como-O, gets one shot 62% of the time with no investment. I mean, with at +0 for the Mew with this, if he's fully offensive. If he has bulk, then let's say he had, 252 HP, it still has a shot to OHKO. And at +1, it's absolutely murdered. So that's something cool. The knockoff is for Alolan Marowak, because this is one of those Pokemon that is going to be bait for an Alolan Marowak, and if we can knock off its Thick Club, it's basically useless and becomes setup fodder on. After that, we have Pontus the Wishy-Washy. This is a fun Wishy-Washy. Scald, Ice Beam, Hidden Power, Electric, and Rest, rocking a Chesto Berry with 252 HP, Quiet Nature, so plus Special Attack minus Speed, and 252 Special Attack. This is just in case he goes Trick Room with Bronzong, which he might be inclined to do, so this way we underspeed guaranteed. And it's just one of those things that this is a really cool set because this Wishy-Washy is a 2-shot against a Mantine. I think it was physically defensive Mantine, 63 to 75% with Hidden Power Electric. That's a guaranteed 2-hit. If he was max special defense, there's a 98, if he's a Bold Nature and max special defense, 98.4% chance to 2-hit after Leftovers Recovery. Can't get much better than that. And, of course, the Chesto Berry and the Rest, that means we get one extra slot instead of the Rest Sleep Talk that we ran with Life Orb against Galactic Elliot. And lastly, we have Randall the Kecleon. Another Pokemon that has the has knockoff Drain Punch, Shadow Sneak, Thunder Punch, and knockoff Assault Vested, 252 HP, 252 Attack, 4 Speed. This is just another Pokemon that can be useful. Thunder Punch, I believe, against that Mantine is a 1-shot. Yeah, it's a guaranteed 1-shot against Bold, Max HP, Max Defense Mantine. So that's pretty cool. Knockoff against Marowak. Alolan Marowak. Yeah, that's a... If it has no investment, it is a 99.2 to 117% chance to kill it. That's absurd. I mean, that's an 87.5% chance to OHKO if it has no investment. If it does have a good amount of investment, then it'll still do a lot, but at that point, its thick club will be gone, and its damage output is completely nerfed. So there's that, and versus a Como-O, this was an interesting mon just to consider. Focus Blast could kill us. It actually can't kill us if it's Rash and max special attack and bulletproof, but if we are, let's say, Ghost type, Clanging Scales does 39.5 to 46.7%. We can Drain Punch it, and if we are a fighting type, then we can pretty much live anything from him and whittle down his output. If we knock off that Life Orb, 30%, you know, that's nothing. I mean, Kecleon would win one-on-one against a specially attacking Como-O. Against a physical Como-O, that's where things get a little bit dicey, but not too many people run physical Como-O. If it is physical, then Poison Jab still wouldn't do much. I see a lot of mixed sets, so, you know, we'll see. I want to just double check on Como-O. Como-O. Does it get close combat? It gets Sky Uppercut. I think that's Y, right? Is that its best physical attacking move? Sky Uppercut? Yikes. So let's just see Sky Uppercut versus us. Instead of Focus Blast. Sky Uppercut. 56% if we are fighting type. It would one-shot us if not. So we'd probably Shadow Sneak into it first and then to avoid a hit and go from there. So either way, that is pretty much it for our squad. I'm going to get into our match with Gear, and we'll be right back. Okay, well, looks like we are in, and we are going to be starting momentarily. Just some other things that I didn't mention. Versus, Haxorus can two-shot anything on his team, basically. Max HP, max defense Bronzong gets one shot by Earthquake from Haxorus because we, of course, are Mold Breaker. And that's at +1. So, at +1, Haxorus sweeps his team, basically. Which is really cool. I'm excited. This is a big battle. Not so much for me, but I do want to win. I always want to win. I am very, very particular about winning every game I possibly can. So, let's see who he brought this week. It is going to be... Okay, Type Null. Ooh, I don't like his team choice. Type Null. Como-O. Mantine. Alolan Marowak. Bronzong. And Mega Sharpedo. Okay, so versus this team, I think Bronzong's going to be the lead. I'm probably going to lead with my... I think Virizian's probably a pretty safe lead here. If he forces me out, he forces me out, but I don't want to lead with Mew because that stupid Sharpedo is an issue. I know he likes to save it towards the end, but I want to see what Virizian does versus a Type Null. Oh. Wait. Oh. I still have a chance to... it's with no... Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, I like Virizian. Yeah. We're going to lock in here, and we'll see exactly what goes on against a bold Type Null. I don't know what this thing likes to run. But I don't know if I just don't agree with that decision to bring it. We're gonna definitely knock it off. It can't be crit, which is cool, but sends out Chimera. That's the type null, and we're gonna go for a substitute first turn against this thing. What does it like to do? I bet it's rocking Aerial Ace, which would be really cool. But I'm going to go for a substitute first turn because I don't think he wants to take a close combat. I just don't think it's something that's in the cards for him early. But that was a good decision on our part. The Alolan Marowak is a bit of an issue, but let's see. Alolan Marowak. I mean, Leaf Blade does 26% to it immediately. If we're at +2, it's a 2-shot. So, we can at least get a hit off on it. He does withdraw, and we're going to substitute up right here, and he goes into Fornius, which is the Mantine. Well, Mantine can't take 2 from +2. But I think we should go for a Leaf Blade early and see what happens. Just because of the simple fact that a crit would put us into 2-hit KO range. That did about as what should be expected. 36. Okay, goes for the Air Slash. He does hit. And that is going to break our substitute, which is fine. So we know that this thing is max defense and it's leftovers. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I am going to go into... Is Wheezing the play? It might be. Let's see, it's Rocket Air Slash versus Wheezing. Actually, I could have taken one if I set up, which... does a little too much damage for my liking. Let's go into Kecleon. I'm thinking. Mew's probably better. I mean, what could this thing honestly have? If it scalds me here, goes for the Roost. Oh, that's nice. So, Air Slash, Roost, leftovers. It's fine. Mew 1 versus the Sharpedo. How much does it do? It doesn't OHKO it. I'm gonna go for the Calm Mind here, because I think he's gonna switch into it, but I don't wanna... Goes into Chimera. Now, this is interesting. I wonder what he has for Mew. A knockoff here is pretty safe. Let me see, does it have anything that could... More the target is powered up with stat changes. I guess Punishment could be something that's rocking. That'd be pretty cool. I'm gonna go for a knockoff. Let's see, what's it rocking? Knocked off its Eviolite, goes for the Thunder Wave. Well, that's not an issue for me because we are not, we're not in the ballpark or business of being too fast. That's fine. So what we can do is we can go for another Calm Mind here. Actually, We can go for a Dazzling Gleam. At +1, let's see what this does. This is especially defensive. It goes for a Crush Claw. That does nothing. Gets the defense drop, though. So at +1, that really didn't do much, so is it especially defensive? Probably. Not liking this situation. I think we should go into Virizion here. Because without its Eviolite, I think Virizion kills this thing. Yeah. I'm going to Virizion. If it goes for another Crush Claw, fine. But that's okay. Now if he predicts this, then we're literally screwed. So, goes for the U-turn. Okay. That did good damage. Looks like it might be max attack. So that did a little too much for my taste. 17 to 20. Now he has a decision to make. Goes into Forneus again, which is the Mantine. So, Mantine is scary, I guess. I'm probably just gonna go back into Mew. Actually, I'm gonna go for another substitute. I'm gonna bait the double switch by him. Okay, well he doesn't do it, so we're gonna substitute up, and he's gonna go for a Scald, which we will live. I mean, the substitute will maintain. So now I'm gonna go for a. Let me see. If at +2, can a Leaf Blade kill it? Versus Mantine. I believe it can. Yes. So we're gonna go for the Swords Dance here. And if we can take this thing out, then we weaken his forces pretty substantially, as this is his max defense wall. Goes for the Air Slash, he does hit, but I am gonna go for the Leaf Blade here and try to take it out. So he gets the crit. So we're in line for a crit anyway. I mean, crits happen pretty often with a Virizion. So I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade here and see if we can take it out. Come on. Get the crit. Doesn't get the crit. Is he going to go for the Air Slash? He does. He does connect. So Mantine takes out Virizion. I guess RNG was not in my favor, but that's okay. Virizion really wasn't too important in the scheme of things. At this point, Haxorus should be able to finish this thing off, right? A Dragon Claw, yeah. Absolutely. Is it too early to start setting up on it? No, not really. As long as he doesn't get a Scald Burn, we could potentially sweep him. There's no way he's staying in here. I don't think. But I'm going to be aggressive with it and see what we can do. He could have Ice Beam, which does 50%, but at +1, I think we run through his team. Could have Shuckaberry on, like... Oh, that would be so cool if he has Shuckaberry on Bronzong. But I don't know what Bronzong could do to me, so... you know. He's thinking, because he knows that he's in a really bad spot right now. That type Null is not going to live a +1 Dragon Claw. Nothing on his team is. Period. He withdraws. It's coming in. Norn. The Bronzong. Go for... Let's see if he has it. Let's see if he has Shucka. We're at +1. No Shucka Berry. Bye-bye, Norn. Okay. He's not going to bring in the Como-O because I'm guarantee he thinks I'm faster than him. I guarantee it. But Bronzong is dead. And we are very pleased by this. If Bronzong couldn't take one, Marowak isn't either. Isora, which is the Sharpedo. I'm faster. Going for the Dragon Claw. Against the Sharpedo? There's nothing he can... I don't understand. Why did he do that? He can't get a speed boost. Haxorus kills Sharpedo. Okay, so type null. Let's just see. 252, 252, bold. Whoops, bold. At +1. Technically it could survive, but... Okay. Haxorus kills type null. Okay, let's see. Is it Scarfed? I mean, we took out his biggest threats. It is not. Como-O is down. Haxorus kills Mantine. So we didn't even get to see Weezing, which makes me so sad. That was such a fun Weezing set! Oh! Asura! Marowak. Yep, Earthquake is the only play here. Good game, Gear. Haxorus with the sweep. So we end the season at 9-3, and we have our best battle to date. We win a 5-0 over Gearhart. And that means that Galactic Elliot is in the playoffs. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be taking on Pum and the Rochester Rhydons next week. I'm Moonlight Swami. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace!